here. All right, so the last exercise is the sales report. So we'll click on that last worksheet here at the bottom. We're going to do a little formatting first. So we select that row 1. I'm going to make it bold. I'm going to select column B here. I'm going to make it accounting. So come up here and select the little dollar sign. There we go. Now we're looking at money. Column C, we're going to center align that. So we come up here to the alignment box and we select center. And then cell C5, we're going to go right aligned. This is a little different. So we select this align right here. And then we're going to do a little total. Oh, sorry, C5. Excuse me, I'm clicking on the wrong cell. So I want to come down here to C5 and hit right align for that.
So that'll align, yeah, okay.
All right, and then we're going to go over here to D2, and we're going to do a little math. So this is the first part where we start using functions. So the first thing we need to do is tell Excel that we want it to do math, which involves equal sign. This is the only time you're going to be starting with an equal sign. So it might be a little weird for you. We're going to start with that. And then we're going to come over here to cell B2. I'm going to click on it, and you'll notice the cell reference B2 shows up over here. And then I'm going to use the keyboard. I'm going to type in the multiplication sign, which is Shift 8 on most keyboards. Shift 8 to get that little multiplication sign.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Or the star. And then you're going to hit 5, which is C2. And you'll notice that it's got those two things, and it highlights the cells to help us figure out which color is which. It's kind of helpful sometimes. If I hit enter, it's going to go ahead and do that math for me, which is fantastic.
Okay, so
all right.
B2 times C2 is 50. Okay, got it.
And you'll notice it's smart enough to figure out if I'm multiplying money by a quantity, I want that in accounting or dollar formatting, which is fantastic. The nice thing is once I hit enter, it's calculated, and I can actually, if I make a mistake, maybe I type in something wrong, oh crap, and I hit enter, you're like, wait a minute, something's not right here. I can actually double click on this, and it will let me edit. So I actually, oh, that's the wrong cell. I can drag it to the right cell, or I can come in here and edit it and go, hey, I wanted you to pick C2, or I could just delete it altogether and try again. But once I have this in there right, now my cell's in there, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to drag it down. So it's calculating for items B, BB, and C. And then I want to do a little total.
Okay.
So I'm going to come down here to D5, and I'm going to hit the sum button. It might look a little different if you're full screen on this. You hit that sum button here, and it'll automatically fill out your formula here.
So it just added D2 through D4 by dragging the handle down to the grand total box, right?
Yeah, so let me go back a few steps. So to fill out those other cells below it, I'm just dragging, using the fill handle here to drag down.
Yeah.
And then to do the grand, sorry, I'm talking over you, David. Your question was?
It takes care of the math on the way. So it's 150 and then 400, and then the grand total will total up the amount from the pull.
Yep,
right?
And you'll notice it's creating that there and actually writing the formula for us. We'll later learn more about the sum function if you want to kind of do it a little quicker than trying to find that button. And then it's selecting those cells automatically and it's adding it up. The great part about spreadsheets, and the reason why we want to do a spreadsheet instead of a hand calculation, is actually in the step 3. In step 3, we're actually going to change the price of an item. Let's say we get a better estimate of what it's going to cost for this first item. It's actually $12.50. So I'm going to change that here to $12.50. And you'll notice it updates our total here in column D, and it also updates our grand total
Mm.
So I don't have to make any more changes to this. We're already up to date.
So if you have this column, and then say you have the total column, and then the price column changes, you can add that, and it just adds it to the total price of.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
And I could come in here and change the quantity too, right?
so yeah.
If I
So if
decide to
Albert
find
has
15 of these, I hit enter and it recalculates it.
right. So if Albert has 10 candy bars, and then Albert gets 12 candy bars, then it will change the amount. It'll add to the amount. It won't. It, change the math for the box.
Yeah, none of the math, the formulas or the patterns will change, but it will auto update all of those calculations for you,
Yeah,
which is really powerful because you can set this up. You know, if you're clever about it, you can set this up so you don't have to do a whole lot of work to make small changes to orders, or you can. And one of the assignments that you're going to do a little bit later is setting up invoices using kind of a similar system. I'm going to give you some data, or you're going to make some data up for your particular industry that you're interested in. For instance, I had a student who was a baker doing the pastry arts program who did a whole invoice for what it would cost to do desserts for a wedding, something like that, you know?
Yeah.
And you go, okay, what's it going to cost me? So you kind of calculate the ingredients that you're going to need and get some general cost for that. And it's like, okay, this is what it's going to cost me in ingredients. It takes me 3 hours to make a cake. You can also build, you know, a cost for yourself so you get an idea of what your profit would look like.
Yeah.
All right. And that's the end of the exercise. That's it.
Well, you know, you've helped me tremendously. Now it's just getting back to where